Welcome to the Smart Women in Business podcast with me, your host, Jane Mackay. We've got big ideas for small business. Hello and welcome to the Smart Women in Business vlog and podcast. Today I'm very excited to be talking to Monica Garrett. Monica is the CEO and founder of the Margot Agency, a Los Angeles County-based social media marketing agency. A seasoned expert in design and digital marketing, Monica has developed a sleek and recognizable brand for her agency as well as for her clients. Monica's passion for her work, an eye for detail, the trust that she builds with clients, and a deep understanding of marketing are the secrets to the success of her agency. Welcome, Monica. Yay!
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I'm very excited to have you. So as we were just saying off air, tell me a bit about your business journey and how you got to be where you are today.
Yeah. So I guess my story kind of starts farther than this current company that I have. My first business was around 2008, and I created a sort of event invitation design studio. Mm-hmm. We focused a lot on weddings, but we did a lot of different events as well. And that one had merged from being freelance. So I was a freelance graphic designer in college, and had several careers with large companies. And then I had gotten laid off, and that was 2008.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
And I know it was around that time. But I mean, it was a blessing in disguise, because immediately after that, I started that first business, which I called Paper Cut Industries. And it was fantastic. And it lasted about 5 years. And it was, that's when I kind of learned a lot about how to create a business, the things that you need to do, the different things that you need to put in place, permits, licenses, all those kinds of things. And it was completely self-funded. So a very lean system. I had my laptop, and I had like a printer and the basics of what I needed to kind of create this business. I had started selling product on Etsy. And so I was doing custom invitations on Etsy. And from there, it kind of grew into people really wanting more. And so I started offering this idea of custom invitations, and having an art background. I'm trained in graphic design, but I've always been an artist. So I was doing different things like stitching on paper, and just creating really, unique, different things that people weren't seeing out in the market at the time. And so from there, it grew into having a team, having graphic designers on my team, and several interns to help with production, because back then it was a product-based business, it was very exciting. And it was a lot to learn, wanting to be in stores, working with retailers, and different things like that. And I was going down that path, but I just didn't feel 100% in love with it. I knew I wanted to design, and I knew I wanted to do something with that. And I had a section of the company where we did branding for companies, and it was different businesses in the wedding industry that I had met that needed branding support. So we started off doing logos, and then, full on sort of style guides and any sort of marketing materials they needed at the time, which were just business cards and invoices and basic things like that. But from there, I was just like, that's where I really was loving what I was doing. And so after about 5 years, I dissolved that company, and I went back to work in the corporate world. I got a really cool gig. Yeah. And it was traumatic. I felt like I was grounded. Yeah. I had to go to a 9 to 5. Yeah, talk to people. I was like, I have to sit at this desk for the whole day.
What do you mean? I can't go for a walk at lunch like when I want to?
Yeah. So, but I was an art director for a magazine, and I got to learn so much, and that wasn't anything that I had done before. And it was such a small budget and small team place that I got to wear many hats. And that's kind of where a lot of my experience to get to where I am now has grown, because every career, every job, every little thing that I've done, I've learned from the people that I was with. I've worked with a lot of small businesses. I've worked with a lot of female CEOs, and just watching all of that has accumulated in this information that I've gathered to get me to where I am. So when I was the art director, I got to do styling and photography. I laid out the whole magazine. Wow. I rebranded it. Yeah. They literally were like, whatever you want to do, you can do. Yay! And so it was an amazing creative outlet, and I got to meet a lot of people again. And so from there, the small team ended up being bought out by a really large company. And we went from having our, close-knit team to having, to sign in with the badges and corporate office,
Oh, that's not startling at all.
7 floors. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But after we were acquired, they laid us off. Oh. So it was another layoff. Oh. But again, I knew how to attack this, and I started another business. And
that's what we do.
Yeah, I just knew that I have skills that are, that can be monetized. And so I took all of that, and that's when I started Margot Agency, which was about 2005. And ever since then, it's just been such a great experience, and we're just growing and growing, and it's everything that I've wanted it to be. And it's so super exciting. So we started off doing branding and web design for companies. And it seems so crazy because that was not that long ago, going on 5 years now. And now we do digital marketing and have a strong focus on social media and working with influencers and managing events for clients. So it's this full picture of all of these skills that I've gathered along the way, if you will, in services that we offer for our clients today. So it's been really exciting.
It's fun. It's you sort of do what I do, but like on a grand scale. I mean, for the rest of the world, LA seems like such a hub of creativity and incredible talent and a completely different culture to how we live. So I imagine that would have some incredible challenges. So how then so you established in 2015, Margot?
2005. 2015, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So how then because the digital marketing world has changed a huge amount in the last 5 years. So how has your business evolved then to adapt to that and thrive in that environment? And what were the signs for you that it was time to change? Because when you're a business owner, I find that we're constantly evolving. And sometimes what we try fails and sometimes it succeeds. And, there are trigger points along the way.
Yeah, definitely. And with that said, have our location, as much as it is inspiring and there's a lot of opportunity, it's super competitive. And so I think once we started doing just branding and web design, we were kind of lost in the mix. And it wasn't until we sort of realized that our clients never really left us. They kind of always wanted us to be around to help them with the next thing. And that was marketing. And so once we started really helping our clients with managing their digital marketing and actually taking control of their social media, things changed for us. That was where there was a huge need, a huge confusion, and people were just like, help. And so once we had, and exactly. And we were like, we are here to help. So, once we sort of realized, again, that need of what our clients really wanted help with, they didn't really want to invest in branding or really be convinced that they needed that website. They wanted to sort of play in the playground of social media, and they just didn't know how. They didn't have time. And it was just all very overwhelming. And so once we started clearing the air for them and managing that and giving them that sense of peace, more clients came to us wanting that same thing. So I think that was sort of a changing point for us when we realized, just where businesses are growing, where their audience is, and they want to connect, and when we started just really focusing on that part, it resonated and it really took off.
Because social, I do social for clients as well, and it's such a massive time suck, and you've got to have a strategy around it. And so many people I see just do it ad hoc. They don't have the consistency, so they don't have the traction, so they just think it doesn't work. But when you do it and you do it well, it's incredibly effective. So you just take that load off.
Take that stress off. And I think that's what separates us from a lot of other agencies or people, freelancers even, that say they will manage your social media for you, is that we are strategic about it. We really connect with the company and what their goals are and who their audience is. I mean, is their audience even on social media? So these are things that they, maybe they're not on Instagram, and this person has been turning their wheels trying to create things, and nobody's, there to see it because they're not there. Their audience is somewhere else.
And the audience always comes first. And that's what I have said hundreds of times. Audience first. Work out where they are, work out what they need to hear, and then build a strategy around that.
Exactly.
In a very short form.
Yeah. I guess that's the hardest part for clients too, is you make that clear to them that, your audience and your customers are the dictators of what you need to do. Right. And then they'll be like, well, what is that? It's like, okay,
who are they?
Let's dive in. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why people come to people like you and me and go, just do it, please. And then you get great results, amazing results, but you've got to have that consistency. And that's why outsourcing is such a great idea. So I know you have a daughter for whom your agency was named. So how do you manage your life as an entrepreneur with family, the usual struggles for mum life?
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Anybody know an answer? Anybody?
Do they come with a manual or?
Yeah. I think about it so often because, for a while there, a few years back, it was always work-life balance. And then it became that's a myth. Yeah. It's like, that's not real. For me though, I think, merging it has been what really works. Both are a huge part of my life. My family is a huge part of my life, and being with my daughter and watching her grow. But at the same time, watching my company grow is a huge part of my life. And so, I have my daughter and my husband come to events that we do. And, I make it home in time for dinner. I just make sure that I'm present enough on both things, and I give 100% when I am there. And if I'm tired, even if I'm tired, it's there's a team here and there's a team at home. So I feed off the energy of having a really excited team. And so it never really feels that either one is lacking attention. And, my daughter will come to the office, and it's just like this nice mix of it, I guess. And she knows, and she's only 5, so it's not, she doesn't understand too much.
I have a 5-year-old son. Yeah.
There you go.
He's in school today. He just started school. So it's so exciting. But it's often we're put in a place of guilt if we work too much, and then you feel guilty that you're not working hard enough. And striking and just letting that go was a really big turning point for me, going, my clients understand that I'm a parent and my kids understand that I have a career, and I need both to exist. I need my work and I need my kids, and just let that pressure go, that you just have to do your best in both, and just let it slide a bit.
I mean, we have to, right? I mean, these are conversations that men don't really have. They just let it slide and they just let it do, and they go through it. So
what if the washing doesn't get done?
I always tell my team and anybody, if nobody's dying, we're okay.
Exactly.
We'll get through it.
That was my old boss's mantra when I worked in corporate. Did anybody die? No. Just keep going.
We'll be okay.
And also, as mums who are working with setting these incredible, I have a daughter as well who's 9, setting these incredible examples to our daughters and to our sons, that women can have a career and be great mums, and we don't need to have guilt around it. We just do it.
So Yeah.
I'm hoping
And I know
that,
I'm happy doing what I love. So
yeah,
I'm hoping she realizes that too.
yeah, most of the time. So now the
Yes.
print deadlines aren't so constant anymore. It's a lot less stressful. I
Exactly.
do miss print though. So what does a great day in the office look like for you?
I think a great day in the office is when we have high energy. I have a great team that we have an office space now, and Mondays is usually a slower, just me and one other in here, and it's pretty quiet. But on the days that everyone's in here, we're just excited. We're talking about new things. We're talking about things that we could be doing, to share and that are different. And all of that is when it's going to be a really great day, because we're super creative. We're pumped. We're excited. We're turning out, great content. Those are the days that are super exciting for me in the office.
Yeah, it's fun. That's one of the things I do miss about being alone, is having those people around me. So I've just found those people now, and we like have a little powwow once a month or every fortnight, and that you can just I get really excited from talking to clients and seeing their results, and you got to find the joy in it, especially when you work for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
super
I'd say
pumped.
my team is definitely more exciting than the clients. But we have some fun clients too. But yeah, it's definitely the team that gets me more pumped.
Oh, I think I need a team. I would be
There you
super
go.
hyperactive.
Yes.
So what tools do you use in your business? Software or other tools that help you be more effective and efficient?
Yeah, we use so many. Just thinking off the top of my head, we're huge on the whole Google suite.
Oh yeah.
Google Drive is where we live, Google Sheets and Docs, and then we use Asana.
Yeah.
We use Asana nonstop. And I'd say those are the main sort of ones that we use to keep track. And we're huge on taking notes. We're not afraid to write things down and then transfer it into Asana and keep track that way.
I like writing things down because it's like a form of drafting. You write
Yeah,
it down and it
definitely.
gets refined, and every time you write something down, I like that pen to brain connection.
Yeah,
I'm
me
pretty
too.
old school like that though, but I always have a notebook on me.
Yeah, most of us are. Here.
You can
Yeah.
say we don't need it, but we do. So one of the things that has affected or affects every single entrepreneur I know is imposter syndrome. So what are your methods to overcome this, and how do you respond to the bad days in business? Because we do all have them, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I deal with it randomly. It hits me. It's like there's no way. There's no way. What
Yeah.
I can't, like, I'm not that. We're not, um but talking about it I think helps me. Like, I'll talk about things like that to my husband all the time, and he's just like, kind of just shakes it out of me, and it's just like, what, you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing
You've
you are
already
there.
done it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you're good. And I'm like, I don't know. And I don't know if it's just being an entrepreneur, we're always kind of shooting for something. Um, but I think imposter syndrome is huge, and it's real, and I have it often.
Often.
I
Every
mean,
Monday.
yeah, it's
I'm
like
back
about
here
this
again.
time.
I think being creative as well is really hard because it's always subjective. And like,
Yeah.
I emailed a
Yes.
client yesterday. I'm working on this fabulous brand with her. And I sent it to her, and I sent it because we've become friends over the time that we've been working together. And
Mhm.
I said to her, this is always really nervy for me. Still sending the concepts, branding concepts to a client, I still go, oh, what if they hate them? And it's like, you've dealt
Yeah.
with this before. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, even if a client, there's always something that is
Yeah.
then constructive that you can build upon. But I think
Hmm.
creatives have that possibly more to a degree than, say, accountancy, because it's so black and white.
Yeah, there's an answer.
There isn't a right
For
answer.
us, there can be multiple
Yeah.
answers.
And then things evolve and things change. And I love the work that we do with clients is that when I say me, when you work with a client and their brand evolves as you work with them, and you shine a mirror up to them and their brand, and they go, oh, hang on, with messaging and social, they can go, oh, I know you've done that and that was the brief, but now I feel maybe that's not who I am. And watching that evolution of brands and stepping into that is just, I love it. It's so much fun. So obviously you don't work alone, but how do you maintain your sense of community in the broader sort of environment in which you work?
We are actually in a shared co-working space for
Ooh,
one. So that does help feel, we're part of a community. We work with the different teams in here, just different entrepreneurs, which is always really exciting. And we're really active in our community, whether it's, doing a panel discussion or just attending local events. We're part of organizations as well, whether it's public relations, association, different things like that. I think kind of keep us connected, attending seminars and conferences. This year we're going to be attending more conferences and connecting with other entrepreneurs like yourself, through podcast and just seeing, who else is out there and connecting, I think really helps us feel a part of the community. And there's so much, here, there's so much to choose from that it sometimes can be overwhelming, but it's exciting. There's a lot of, opportunities to connect with other people and even different sites like Girl Boss. Lately I've been really active on that site. And it's like a unique sort of LinkedIn, if you will, for for women.
Googles.
Yeah. No, it's been a great one. Just connecting on, other people in the city that you didn't know were here. Other people that are interested in just being creative or connecting with creatives. It's like very cool. So that's also a great resource to feel a part of the community.
It's just incredible now that we're global. The community is global, and
yes,
you can be there and I can be here, and we're still speaking the same language because we're still very passionate about marketing and helping out. Really interesting from where the internet started, when I was doing my master's a million years ago to now. So it's really exciting. So what is your why? What keeps you motivated in your work and your life?
Again, I'd say my daughter, she, and I think the more she starts to realize what I'm doing, I think that fuels me more, and knowing that I want to, be an inspiration for her. I want her to be proud, and I want her to see, again, just how strong and committed I am and how it's possible. I wanted this and I went after it and I worked hard. And things like that can happen if you put in the time. So she definitely is my muse in many ways and keeps me going, because I feel that if she wasn't, I don't know. The fun and passion of it is a huge part, but business is business, and it has its high points and low points. So if it wasn't for her, I think it'd be a lot harder.
I think having kids really helps crystallize what it is you want out of life, because your amount of time for you shrinks. So you've got to make the most of that time.
Yeah,
whether it be on your career or going to the gym or whatever makes you happy. For me, working makes me happy. So
yes, me too. Hands down.
People find really odd.
I know.
I'm like, I'm going to go to work today. Yay! I've got 5 days a week to work this year because my son's gone to school, and people are like, well, why don't you just have a day off? No. Oh, no.
I know. See, we are of the same. We are that's the same thing for me. If I have some time and somebody's like, what are you going to do? I'd want to work. I love it.
Work.
Yeah, I love it.
So do I. And I get so much energy from it. It's great.
We're the lucky ones.
Yeah, we are incredibly lucky. But in saying that, we've built it ourselves.
Yes.
We were the people that chose to do this. So luck and just deciding.
Determination. Determination. I think that's what is the sink or swim of it all. If, a lot of people try this life and want to do it, and they find it very hard. You just gotta, endurance is a big part of it. Keeping up.
Determination. And it's also, getting past the hard bits, because it's not easy. And even now, I've been in business for 10 years. 11 years. It's not easy. Yeah. But you just gotta go with it and just get through. So
and learn along the way. There's always a lesson to learn.
Always learning, constant learning. So what are your top tips for all the smart women in business across the world?
Oh gosh. Well, don't stop. Yeah, don't stop. And failure is okay. Just learn, get up, and keep going. If you're not failing, you're not learning. And I think those are the best parts. Because there's so much to learn and everything is so exciting. So don't stop learning.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you so much for your time today, Monica. It's just been amazing.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Jane.
And where can people find out more about you and your business?
Yeah, you can find us at Margot Agency on Instagram, and then our website is margotagency.com.
Brilliant. Thanks so much and have a fab day.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.